My dad had this dream. He wanted to become a top rider, but he could not support his family without selling horses. But he always had that dream of being at a championship, and he projected that dream into me, and I feel ever so grateful that I was able to do that. And if I can give some of this feeling of fulfilling your dream to one of my students, I die happily.
At just 13 years old, Bettina already began coaching to support her parents and give back to them for the many sacrifices they made, allowing her to keep some of the top horses she and her father had produced together. After retiring from her active riding career, Bettina naturally transitioned to full-time coaching.
I always felt I wanted to give something back into the sport. I had amazing coaches. First of all, my father. He was my most important and my biggest coach and trainer. I mean, I had amazing people that helped me along the way, and I think there's no better in giving back to the sport by coaching if you enjoy doing it. And I always wanted to leave the sport as a rider when I'm still at the top. My heart was bleeding to start with because I was standing there, so I really still want to do it as well. But it was the right decision, and now I very much enjoy nursing younger riders into the sport, helping the top riders to become better. I find my responsibility is mainly to make sure the rider is fair to his horse. My emphasis is as much fitness of the horse for our sport as well as the fitness of the rider. Yeah, the first thing I take in making sure the horse actually looks fit to my eyes, like having the experience over many years, I do know how much muscle they need to have, how much flesh they need to have on their body, how does the coat look, how do the feet look. So I take that overall picture in, and hopefully with seeing the horses on a regular basis, you can see a change. Sometimes I think as a rider, when you see your horse every day, you don't necessarily notice, but I don't see them every day. I see them every so often. So I then make a comment, and then I start asking questions. I find that is my role as a coach as well, to make sure the horse is up to what we're asking them to do. And I always say to my riders, you have to prepare the body of the horse in here, like in the arena, to get the horse in the right balance, to get the horse in the right frame, to have the body supple, to have the horse reacting to your legs, to your aids, before you take it out on the cross country. And that is my responsibility. I find it really, really important that the horses get complete mental and physical downtime. If possible, my horses used to go out every single day. They do need to have time with their friends, and they do need to have downtime and not being ridden every day. Touched, yes, because like my horse, I know he just loves to be touched. But then there are other horses that just want to have their peace and they want to be left alone and being in their own little world. So you have to play along with that. What has changed a lot over the years in the training is that I think we have a slightly different approach. If you go back 40, 50 years, as a coach or as a rider, you say, you will do it my way. That has changed completely. Now you really try to understand the horse. You try and understand why is it physically or mentally difficult for you to do what I'm asking you to do. I always say to my riders, try and find a bridge. Take a step back, try and find another way of asking the same question or getting the same result. And I think that is definitely something, it applies probably similar to the riders as well. The whole approach has become a lot softer and, as I said, a lot more understanding. As much as it's great if someone is very ambitious and really wants to do something, is highly motivated, really wants to make it to the top, it's important to teach patience, because not every horse can understand it and fulfill the requirements as quick as the rider would like it. I like to look in the eyes of a horse, and if I can see them going, I tell the rider to take a break, whether it's within one session, and also realizing we've asked too much for too long, stop right here. As I said, when a rider is ambitious and motivated, which is great, because we do want motivated and ambitious athletes, but there's two athletes. And I feel I have to take responsibility for the four-legged one if the two-legged one gets too ambitious. It's really, really, really important that the horses enjoy what they're doing, because only then will they fight for us when the going gets tough. I think it has a lot to do with trust. So the horse doesn't know the course. They don't know what's going to be behind a hedge. And to build that trust over years of training, to then for the horse go, I get it. I'm on your side, even if I make a mistake. And that's what I love about the sport. I mean, you have all shapes of riders, of horses. They come in different types. And when you have them on your side and the horse trusts you, they do whatever they can for you. And that always gets my heart. I think you have to be a bit of master of all trades, I guess. I basically pass on what I used to or do myself. And I think for the athlete, it is important at an event that they can focus on themselves and on their horse. So if it's necessary to take the groom aside and say, look, make sure you take 10 more studs into the warm-up in case they want to change. So you try and make it as easy as possible for the rider at the event. And I think it's having a good plan before and having a good debrief afterwards that's really important. So you are everything. You are the psychologist, you are the chauffeur if necessary, you are the dressage eventing show jumping coach, you are the mentor, you are, the mum that has to hold the hand and give a hug, let someone cry when it didn't go so well. Yeah, you're a little bit of everything.